Hello, everybody. Welcome. Welcome to, and Andrea's on her way. She's running late. Welcome, Renee. Nice to see you.
Hello, hello. Did you hear your music?
Nobody heard my music?
No, I think you heard it in your headphones because I kept waiting on it. I was like,
Oh, I'm so sorry.
no, no worries. I kept waiting. I thought, oh, is she having more of those retrograde issues?
Hey, I had it there. I was playing John Lennon and the Plastic Ono Band. Instant Karma's gonna get you. And I'm
Yeah,
sorry you didn't hear it.
I think maybe
I
you're
think it
having
got
your
me.
headphones plugged in that time. It's always something.
It is always something, isn't it? We live and we learn. Hi, Cat Mama. We're glad you're here, even if you're the only one. Yay! Thanks for coming by.
Well,
Meow.
the notifications just started pinging on all my stuff, so
Oh,
hopefully we'll get some people turning up here in a minute.
all right. Hi, Lynn. Good to see you. Good to see you here. Yeah. We haven't done any riffing for a little while, have we, Renee? Not
It
for a while.
has been a minute. I think we've both kind of been deep in our own little projects, or in your case, probably work.
Unfortunately, yes. But yeah, I hope everybody's been in tune with the Tarot Love Community website. Um, Renee has been posting like crazy over there with all of our schedules. Hello, Michelle. Glad you're here. And she's hoping that everybody takes a look as well, readers and members of the group. We're having some good bulletin board stuff coming up. We're having some poetry done. I noticed your poem posted the other day, Renee. And
Yeah, I put one or two of them up there.
yeah, that's awesome. So, welcome to also to the new moon eclipse today, and these no, sorry, the solar eclipse and the new moon.
Yeah,
And
there's all kinds of stuff happening
there
because my
is. It's
cats
like,
are going nuts the last couple of days.
and they feel it so much for sure. I pulled a card, Moon Maidens, today, which is new beginnings, and I thought it was interesting because we've got the new moon and the moon, and we're maidens. At least some of us are that are watching. um, this is from the Shaman's Dream Oracle, which I absolutely love. And then the Magician's Sword came up, and the magician, I can't say it, Magician's Sword. Thank you. Confidence in your own magic. Yeah.
I
Yes,
like
Liz.
that one.
Yeah, me too. And this one's the Cosmic Womb, which is the divine feminine. So for me, I believe if you put them together, that you've got new beginnings uh, with our magic that we have in the divine feminine. And I'm hearing more and more. I do have an echo. Oh dear. I'm just having a problem today, aren't I? I wonder
No,
if I
I
take
wasn't
this.
hearing an echo.
You hear it?
No, mm-mm,
No?
no.
Okay. Hello, Andrea. Welcome.
Hi, how
Oh,
are
Hi.
hello.
Oh,
Guess
so
where I was?
where was you? Did you get your shot?
I got it.
Woo!
Yay!
Yay! That's awesome. Which one did you get?
I got the Pfizer. So sorry it took me a little bit longer to get out of there, but I'm
It's
here.
worth it. It's
Yes.
worth it. I'm glad you got it. Oh, that's awesome.
I know.
Yes.
I feel good.
Good.
You'll
Good.
probably
You,
want to, in a few hours, you'll probably want to just sleep for the next 24.
I I remember that I just the first shot I had, I didn't take. No, Keith didn't take Tylenol or anything, and I did, and I had a better reaction. I
Okay.
just took it as a preventative, or if ibuprofen, whatever it is that you take, you know. But anyway, yeah, you could take a nap, and you have every right.
I love taking a nap.
I do too. Naps are awesome, aren't they? They're the best. So we were talking about the website while we were waiting for you. We were talking, and I had pulled some cards, the Shaman's Oracle, where it came up Moon Maiden, Magician's Sword, and Cosmic um, womb. So I read it as new beginnings, confidence in our magic, and the divine feminine. And I love
Ooh.
that because I've heard that a lot about the divine feminine becoming, ending this cycle, and the
Yeah,
divine feminine is
coming in.
coming in. Yeah. So we're in the right place, right time, right?
Absolutely. Those are beautiful cards to get.
They are. They are beautiful. I agree. Um, so this you're winding down. This you had a vacation this week, correct?
Yep, I took this week off the day job.
Right. You
And
play.
I almost threw my inbox. I'm this close.
Oh yeah.
Because it
That's
makes
hard to.
me feel there's some karma. Like I just feel, or this energy of, I feel bad because I haven't responded to people yet, right? And
Yeah.
so it's just a weight off my shoulders to book all these
Right.
meetings and respond to people. So
Yep.
doing it.
So our topic today is pretty apropos because karma can be good and bad, or it can make us feel like we're neglectful of, well, like you're feeling neglectful, even though it's not intentional.
Right.
So
Right.
a lot of it has to do with intention, and no one thinks your intention is to ignore anybody. So no, yeah,
Yeah, karma's like an energy, an energy exchange. Like sort of what you put out or don't put out can come back, right?
right, absolutely. So I was trying to start this out by having John Lennon and the Plastic Ono Band play Instant Karma. And I heard it and I was dancing, but nobody else did. So I
I
apologize.
didn't want to be rude and interrupt, and I couldn't tell if she was rocking out or just thinking about what their next thing was. So
Beautiful. How beautiful.
It's an old lady thing,
Oh.
Oh, God. Anyway, that song always makes me feel like, we don't have to worry about karma because we cannot make karma on someone else, even though we'd like to at some point, like the former guy. But karma comes, and it comes from different places and in different forms. It isn't going to necessarily come from the person that the karma had something
Right.
to do with.
Right.
Yeah.
Because it's your dealing with the energy. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's personal. So you may have wronged someone, but the karma comes back to you from something else.
Right.
It levels out, right? It
levels. Yeah. We just don't always know that, right? Because, if something happens and we aren't privy to what happens to that person or that event or whatever, we don't know, but it usually takes care of itself. And now I'm seeing that it takes care of itself fast, or faster than it maybe did before. Have you felt that way at all?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
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 I think everything's kind of speeding up.
It is. It is speeding up. Yeah. So today is a pretty auspicious day. It's a well, that I guess we had the eclipse of the sun this morning. Of course, we couldn't see it here, but I heard northern Canada, but they're not talking like Nova Scotia north. They're talking up, right? Like Yellowknife. Yeah. Okay.
I looked today, but I didn't see it.
Didn't see it. Yeah. No. And it was only like 10 minutes, I think. Probably. Something like that. It looked like somebody took a bite out of the sun. That's what it kind of looked like. But then we have new moon. And the new moon, it would be nice to clear karma in the new moon. Yeah. So, and Rene, what do you think about it?
You manifest too at this time, right?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. We need to get out there and work with that energy. Sure. How about you, Rene? What do you think about all that?
Karma's a very real thing. I've witnessed it. I've experienced it. Growing up, the only thing that made sense out of all the teachings that were provided, and granted, there was a lot more of the do as I say, not as I do scenario going on as well. But the one that always stuck with me was the golden rule, treat others as you wish to be treated. And so that's kind of what I stuck to, even from a a
Yeah.
small child. And there was a lot of years in there that it was hard to cling to, because no matter what I did, no matter how kind I was to people, that wasn't the
What you
experience
were
I
getting
was
back.
getting in return.
Yeah.
But it's like, well, that's the only part of all this that makes sense. So I just kept to it, because
Right.
it makes me feel better. I don't
Yeah. Well,
enjoy being ugly to people. It doesn't
no, I agree with
make
you.
me feel any better to treat people poorly. And believe me, I've been not nice to some people over the years. There are a number of people who
Sure. Yeah. But
probably
you had
have every
reason. You
right.
had reasons for that. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
I understand. Yeah.
but now looking at it, and especially after having witnessed so much of it, because I mean it, those same some of those same people that, okay, so there's this one woman that I worked with at a call center, and she liked picking on me. It was just something that brought her joy, and it pissed me off.
After
Yeah,
a while, it gets old. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
because it's like, hello, we're adults here. You're way more of an adult than I was at the time. I was about 24.
Mm-hmm.
And, this woman's like, really? A few years after, she ended up getting terminated for some karmic activity, if you ask me. But,
Sure.
and then
Yeah.
on top of it, she passed a few years after that, and it was not a pretty passing. It was a bit odd and
Bad.
unfortunate. And
Yeah.
so,
Yeah.
you witness those things, and you think, well, God bless, I don't want to be on that boat. So,
I understand.
and so
Yeah.
now I feel like, and from everything that I've picked up on in having readings or watching the horoscopes or whatever, I kind of feel like this is the end of the Goonies. This is the Goonies. This is our time. This is my
Right.
time.
Right. You
So
paid your dues.
I'm just welcoming it in with gratitude, and
Mm-hmm.
bring it on. I'm ready for some abundance.
Good for you. Good for you. It's your time. Yep.
Yeah, I feel,
Um.
it just feels better to be a
Yeah.
good person and do nice things and say nice things and have positive energy, right? Like nobody's perfect.
Absolutely.
We've all had our bad days,
Mm-hmm.
but if you live in truth and kindness, and I mean, that energy just feels better. So in theory,
Yeah.
you get back that good energy. You stay in those good vibes,
Right.
because there's no point being mean or toxic or lie.
Yeah.
Uh,
And that's going to come back to
right? It
you.
just comes
Yeah.
around,
You don't
and
need it. Who needs it, right?
you need it. So
Yeah. Yeah.
if you be your best.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's the best you can do. So, hi. I want to say hi to Johanna and to Sherry. And thank you. And Cat Mama has, she says to me, karma is explained by Newton's third law of physics. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. Some folks get the meaning of opposite wrong in this scenario.
Mm-hmm.
I agree because we've had. I know Andrea, you've had your Akash read, by Bob, and I have, and he talks about some of the karma that we have gone through, and it isn't always bad. Maybe we were really good people before, and so when we came in this time, we at least had that going for us to
Yes.
start. So I don't think of it as being bad, but I just also want to bring in the idea that at the same time people should understand that there are consequences to their actions and that can be karma, and it's not necessarily cancel culture, which is a big
Mm-hmm.
thing right now. um, I know there are very many different meanings for cancel culture and different feelings that surround that, but it isn't my job to call for consequences on people. It's sort of the universe's job, I guess, or the egregore.
Yeah.
But I think that we have to hold people accountable, especially people that lead our country or that are leaders. We have to know that they're held accountable for things that they haven't done that are very good. You guys think anything about that?
Well, in talking to Bob, he said, and I do believe this, that if they don't atone or pay or learn in this life, they
Yeah.
do.
They
They
get
will.
stuck.
Yeah, they will pay for it somehow. They will learn. They will have to make amends
Hmm.
somehow, at either this life or the next or the in between.
Right. And sometimes people come back with the hope to clear karma, I
Yes.
believe, as well.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So it is a fascinating. I had that done, and then I had another reader, Anne Marie, do my karmic astrology chart,
Wow.
and
Wow.
that was awesome. She did it on her channel, but it was very aligned with what Bob had said as well, and talks about different things, how we come in, and what those things show up. Yeah, the Johanna, the Akashic reading is really wonderful. It really is.
Yeah.
And it opened me up, actually. It was after I had my Akashic reading where I felt like I'm not psychic, let's say, but I feel like I'm working towards that, and it's becoming more ingrained, I guess, or more available.
Yeah, you're
And
tapping in.
yeah, and I think it was from that very deep connection in the Akash. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think one thing though we need to rewind just a little bit here. One thing that we need to come to terms with and finally accept is that as much as we want to see the train wreck, it's not necessarily ours to see. It's not. We can
Yep.
pray and wish for whatever. I mean, justice, yes, okay. But whose justice? Whose definition of justice? When it comes right down to it, for one, I love all my people in here, but everybody's always like, win, win, win.
Yeah.
Divine timing. It's not. There is no answer to that. There's too many players on the field.
And variables. Yes.
Too many variables to nail that down at this point. And it's just this is our time to focus on the world we want to see
higher.
in the next step of this.
Yeah.
It's crumbling away. There's plenty of people handling watching the wall crumble down.
I like that. That's a very good point.
Yeah.
And we're not supposed to be happy, actually, when people fall apart. Like if what we hear, oh, Trump is going to do, oh, good. We're not supposed to be happy about that. Right? Is that?
I mean, I'm not going to say the human ego is not going to step out on that one, no matter what we try to do about it. But technically, it's not necessarily a good thing to be rooting for any sort of
anybody
pain or suffering or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, if someone did something wrong, of course, naturally, as a human, you want to see them pay for their actions.
Mm-hmm.
But that, as Rene said, that's not really for you. It's not about you. It's about them and their.
It's about their soul contract.
Yeah.
The lessons that they have to learn.
Correct.
We're better off focusing on our own lessons and let
our vibration high. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll start scooping up the rocks. We're gonna take them over here and build something else.
Yeah, when someone does wrong, you can wish them success in their growth and that they make amends for what they've done. You don't have to wish them harm or root for them to go to jail or anything like that. You can just say, I hope they atone and and find peace or something. You know what I mean? Something a little less.
In that case, it's not, it's not so bad to say, I hope you get what's coming for you.
But know that they will, really.
You know
they will. You don't even have to say it because it happens anyway. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And again, like, it's not for you as in anyone to carry out the justice, because it does get done on a level that we all don't understand yet. Some of us are trying to understand.
Well, and I think now is an opportunity as well to bring ourselves back from that sort of microscopic view that we have of everything.
Yes.
Don't be worried about the intricacies. Okay, Merrick Garland's doing some stuff, but let the man do his thing. He knows what he's doing. This is not some jackass who wants to. No, that's not what's happening. But he has to, in order for this to work, he has to play by the rules.
Yeah, he does.
We understand that has not been done for a
That's
very
right. It hasn't.
By a very lot of people. But
so
for
there's
this
a lot of people wanting revenge on the rules that have been, stepped all over by Bill Barr. But we can't go that route,
right?
In order to make it work.
To play by the rules,
and
if the rules aren't right, which is what I'm understanding that's happening with the whole E. Jean Carroll position, the rules are not right.
Right.
But that means we have to change the rules.
We do. Yep. And everything takes time. Sin here says our culture has been taught instant gratification.
Oh,
and yes, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
That's not how it works.
No, I know. Not usually anyway, right? Yeah. So, all right. So now I have to tell you about a feeling I had about something that was very odd. And I have a Pisces moon, which makes me very emotional, and I'm an empath and all that. Well, back, what was it, in Oklahoma? Was it Tulsa, the rally that they had? And TikTok bought all the tickets.
Yes.
Remember that? And then like 100 people showed up or something. I don't know, some crazy amount. And so it was great. I thought it was the best thing. I'm sure a lot of other people thought so too at the time. But when he came off the plane and he looked very defeated. He was, looking down, and I don't know if you remember that picture of him. I felt bad for him. Now, how come I felt bad for him?
You're a good person.
Huh?
You are a good person.
I guess so.
You saw another human in a raw emotion. He was in a raw emotion, which is not often for him to be on that side of the emotional spectrum in public. And he was completely disheveled. I remember he had the tie was loose and the shirt was untucked. It was a look he never has, right? He never has.
Right.
And he was walking slouched with his head kind of down. Now, and you're an empath, so you were picking up the vibration. You could feel it. Plus, you're feeling compassion.
Mm-hmm.
And there's not, you can feel emotion and feel bad for a bad person.
I guess so. I was very, flummoxed by why I felt that way when I was so, he just angered me so much.
But at the heart of it, you're a human. Higher vibration.
Yeah.
And you saw another human, you saw another life form in pain.
Yeah.
And you resonated on that level because, and let's take another step back, we're all one. He hurts, you hurt.
That's true. No, you're right. And if you don't hurt or you don't resonate with whatever it is, then perhaps there's something blocked, let's say, in your chakras, or your heart isn't open, but not everybody has the capacity, I don't think, to feel that compassion. I think they have it, but they don't choose to use it. Let's put it that way. Yeah.
That's one of the things that we have a ways to go on, is demonstrating compassion. Yeah. I get it totally. I started to understand the compassion I felt for that man when it really dawned on me that it was back when we were just starting to understand these supremacist groups coming into play, and there was a discussion going on as to why. Anywho, he didn't care what group was offering their support.
Mhm.
That didn't matter to him. Their interests aligned. He saw them as a stepping stone to get to the next spot he wanted to be in.
Mhm.
He didn't care. That's what that's
Right.
and that's when I started to understand the compassion aspect of it, because I'm the same way with the community center. I don't
Mhm.
care what your deal is. I just want to help you do your thing.
Right.
Well,
It's
you're
just
not
a
going to
matter
help
of
someone bad. You're only helping the good.
exactly.
It's
It's a
different.
matter of how you choose to use your
Right.
talents, your
Yeah.
resources, your everything else.
Mhm.
Did he come from a childhood of abuse and neglect and whatever? It probably.
Yeah.
Didn't we all?
Right.
Some of
But
us just at some point took responsibility as an
that's
adult
right.
human and
Right.
said, "No, I'm not doing that no more."
I'm not going to live
That's
that. Right.
and
Right.
that's the
Absolutely.
point at which the human ego in me takes over and is like, "Look here, you son of a bitch, you need."
Yeah.
But
I know.
you gotta learn to you gotta learn to look at it from everybody's perspective.
Right.
And you
Right.
have to remember, not everyone is at the same level. It's kind of like school.
Yeah.
Some people are in university, some people are in kindergarten, some people have their master's degree, some people dropped out of
Yeah.
school. So
Yeah.
that's the spiritual involvement, your ascension, your path. Not everyone is at the same time or the same level. So
Right.
he's pretty basic down here. So, and that's probably where he's going to stay in this particular lifetime. I'd be surprised if
Yeah.
he goes up. I hope he does.
Yeah. It'd be
Right?
nice if he
Imagine,
did.
imagine if he
Used it for
woke up
good.
and he
Yeah.
turned around and said, "I'm sorry for everything, and I'm ready to face the consequences." And I did that. He could turn
That
it around
would
in this
be
lifetime. Yeah,
that would be a bet I would lose.
I don't think it's going to happen for him, but I sure hope it does.
Yeah.
So again, yeah, everyone's on a different level.
Yep.
So when you
We
see
are.
someone act like that, it's because they're still in kindergarten.
Absolutely. Well, the whole idea of judgment and people judging each other,
Yeah,
we see it from the highest levels. We
yeah,
see it from religious people. Not just religious people, but other people as well. And yet they're the ones that aren't supposed to judge other people. Make the karma come back. In other words, um, Johanna says she feels bad that 45 and his wife raised their kids as grifters. They were indoctrinated. That I think that's the real sad irony is if you can't get yourself together and you're having offspring and you're going to bring them into this, the karma there is pretty bad.
Well, and let's think of it this way. My heart of all pit players out there, my heart goes out to the grandkids,
I
the
know.
kids that are not even in double digits at this point in their life,
Hmm.
and this is what they are going to have to grow up in as the reality of who their family is or was or will be, and it's
Right.
just
but that
that's
doesn't mean that they
horrible.
won't rise above it and push through it, and they might be the ones to help bring it around for that family's karma.
Let's hope so. I mean, that's their only chance at this point in time, at this view. I think that the grandkids are the only chance that family has.
Yeah. Because they're young enough to maybe change
Yeah.
after all the
Yep.
situation. Yeah, so sin says that's why they say the sin of the fathers are rested upon the third and fourth. Oh, yeah, they have to end up paying for that, unfortunately. I remember when I'm having a class and we're talking about slavery or we're talking about the Native American Trail of Tears, and I'm talking about it as a white woman and I'm saying, I didn't do it, but I'm sorry. I didn't do it. My relatives really did. They had nothing to do with it either. But, in order for us to move on, we have to say, we're sorry that this happened to you and acknowledge it. Just like
Exactly.
this 1921 massacre that they had in Tulsa with and they're just bringing it up now. The karma there is really bad. It's really, you know, wow.
Yeah, so that's a good point. There's people karma, and then there's event karma, there's
Event karma.
location karma. Uh, a house can have a vibration, and if in
True.
or an area, or because of something bad happened in an area, I don't know if it's karma, but that energy field can stay there quite a long time until it gets cleansed. Someone helps move it along.
Yeah, that's true. Scary Harpy says yes. It's either going to happen on this side or later on, or when they come back. That's right. Yeah. So I think we have an opportunity here with the new moon. Is where you set your intentions. So I don't know how many people here do a ceremony during the new moon, and tonight I'll have to do it by myself, but that's okay. I have my little animals with me, but I usually light some sage and so forth, and pull in and start talking about things I'd like to have set intentions so that they'll go away by the full moon. I believe that's what it is. And so one of those things is I'd like to release all karmic um, retribution feelings that I may hold for things people have done to me, because it may already have been cleared, and I don't need to carry that. I need to release that, right?
You need to release, and you need to focus on your own karma and your own behavior, right?
Right. Yep.
And make yourself a better person. Not worry about, is someone else going to feel the sting of your rage, or or stub their toe because they were mean to you. Like, that's just not where your energy needs to be. You just need to focus on yourself and be grateful for what you have and the good people that are around you, right?
That's right.
Yep. Why focus on the one that did you wrong when you got a bunch that love you?
That's true. But a lot of people do. They spend an awful lot of time in it. But the anger ends up hurting them and not the other person's fine. They're
eats you up inside. Yeah, you got to let it go and just wish them well. Like, wish them to find their true self and their light. And imagine, now that I've said it about 45, imagine next year on the news or something, it comes out, he's found, spirit or whatever, and he's going to make amends to everything. I mean, what a beautiful thing that would be to see, right? Wouldn't that just be amazing?
It would be if we could. We have to be able to believe it, though. I'm sorry.
Would it be me that would have to be able to bring myself to believe him, or would it be him who have to bring himself for us to believe it?
Imagine if, those people who want him to pay for it, right, and go to jail right now. Imagine if everyone, because it's millions, wished him to find whatever word you want to call it, spirit,
enlightenment, or something.
Enlightenment. Yeah. 45 to find enlightenment.
I know. That would be awesome.
I think still, though, for me, I'm going to use my energy on some other stuff.
You know what? I'm going to send him a message and say, I hope you find enlightenment.
There you go. Go for it, dude.
Enlightenment on him, because wouldn't that be something?
It would be.
Think of the power of that. Think of the people that, like him, see someone come to realization.
Yeah. They'll think he went insane, because he's changed so much, I think. But so I want to bring that's so funny. I love it. Sin McN says that she had a ceremony to release traces of old ways of believing, and grow into new beliefs. I really love that. And Cat Mama said something, and I want your take on it, Andrea. She said she was once in a Catholic church sitting in a pew. She started feeling crushed from above. It was scary. It felt like it was really happening, that crushing energy was squashing down on her.
Mm. That's pretty intense.
You know, I don't know if you're Catholic or not, Cat Mama, but I'm getting the feeling that you're feeling oppressed by maybe religion. Being pushed. I don't
Yeah,
know. What do you
boxed
think?
in or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. What were your emotions at the time, or do you remember what was being said by the priest or whoever was up at the pulpit? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, yeah. Hi, Sharon Sipe. Yeah,
Yeah.
Laura Hawk wants to know when it happened. Yeah.
Well, you definitely felt an energy force for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe if you meditate, you'll remember what was happening at the time or how you felt or which way it
Oh, you're not religious. Okay, she says she's not
religious.
religious. Did you feel like
It could be the church too. My first thought was, I wonder what the history of the church is. Because if they'd had some sort of fire or something in the church, perhaps there's some residual energy from something like that.
She was at a function for someone else while she was
did it make you feel good or bad or confused? Like, was there an emotion attached to this sensation?
Because I'm not Catholic, but I've gone into a couple of really big, beautiful cathedrals and felt real good feelings, even though I'm not religious,
Yep.
Rene, my thoughts. It felt wicked.
Might have been someone negative in the church.
Yeah.
Might have been someone sitting in front of you or behind you or upstairs, and you felt their negative energy.
She says it felt evil. The only thing I would say is, and it's taken me a long time to do it, but whenever I go somewhere where there's a large group of people or a new place, I always protect myself with some light or something when I'm going in. But that's a creepy feeling. I'm sorry that happened to you. Yeah. Somebody's karma was hanging around in there.
Yeah, quite possibly. You might be an empath and you picked up on that feeling.
Yeah. Yep. That's very true.
Yeah.
Wow.
So how do you ensure your own good karma? So instead of worrying about others, what can everyone do to bankroll that good karma? Make sure it's on a nice supply headed your way always.
Yeah.
I think the very first thing is truly learning to live in gratitude.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. Yep.
Because if you do that, then all the rest of it just sort of falls in place.
It does. Or go back and assess, even if someone has passed or that you don't ever hear from them again or never see them again, you can cut the invisible strings and you can apologize. You can say you're sorry, or you can forgive them for what you feel they've done, because everybody's got a different take on it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
you
go ahead.
No, sorry.
Okay. Well, and just, what is your daily behavior? Do you wail on the horn when you're driving and get, send out that negative energy? Or do you let people pass you?
I'm horrible in the car. I don't like it.
So is that good energy to send out? Or
no, right? I have to work on that. Yeah. I mean, we're all guilty of something.
Hey, we're human.
All right, so Aley's not driving when we go on the road trip. That's what we're taking away from this.
Okay, that's fine. No. That's fine. I like being the passenger anyway.
Like I said, always try to be the best you can be. Mm-hmm. Be a good person, smile, think kind thoughts. That's good energy to put forward.
That's true.
Send compassion to the animals, the earth, the rest of the people on the planet.
Yep. Every time I go by a dead animal, which I hope not to go by, but if I see one in the road, I always say aho, which is the Native American release, so that it's a blessing
Yeah,
for them.
I always say bless your soul. I say that.
Yeah, absolutely. So
we say that down here in the South too, but it means a whole different thing.
When I lived in the South, people would go out of their way to hit a squirrel. I don't know if I just lived in the wrong place. I cried all the time
Awful.
about that. I did. But, that was like, they didn't care. The squirrel's in the road, so let's hit it. And I'm not saying everybody did that. But I happened to see it. So
I'm going to send energy out that they find enlightenment and don't do that.
That's right. Squirrels deserve love too. No karma for squirrels. So Sin says we need to grow beyond ego and surrender to spirit guidance. Absolutely. But Laura Hawk says 3 years ago, the earth energy changed. All the traditional ceremonies felt ungrounded. Now these folks are being led to their own personal spiritual connection. I'm interested in hearing more about that. Aren't you guys?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Wow.
Because you don't have to go to church or be part of a group event to connect to your own spirituality,
that's right,
your source, whatever it is you want to call it, because everyone uses a different word.
Right.
Yep. It's a personal thing.
It is
absolutely. It can be done hanging out with your friends or people or strangers in a church, wherever you are.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have to be an official ceremony with other people.
That's true. I mean, for me, being outside is like a church. It's, with nature and everything.
Nature.
Yeah, absolutely. So Newtonian mechanics again, momentum. So the more positive thoughts and actions, the more it takes on momentum. And we do know that with paradigm shifts as well. Yes, it just keeps going if we can get people to do it. So when we meet in 2 weeks or something for our manifestation, we need to talk about how whatever we set out during this particular new moon energy has come back to us. So we can work on that. That would be awesome. It is an effort, though. It is a lifelong effort. It isn't something you can just do once and then, be done with it.
There's also good karma. Let's talk about good karma. So I have a story that just, is crazy good. So my father had a health issue years and years ago. We lived out, farmland kind of thing. And he needed help, but no one was around. And this woman happened to drive by. And, she was a bit nervous, like, what's this man doing here at the side of the road kind of thing. Like, he was riding his bike, and she happened to have a car in her phone. And that was kind of new stuff back then. Like, we were talking many years ago. And she kept the window up and the doors locked, my dad said, but she called and got help. And he was having a heart attack.
Oh, my God.
I know. I have goosebumps. So it saved his life. She saved his life. I will hardly be able to talk about this. So she saved his life. And 2 years later, she won $5 million in the lottery. And I was like, to me, that was pure karma that, I wished her so much love and
absolutely
and gratitude because, my God, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Now there's some good karma. That's what I'm talking about. That's when you can celebrate and be like, thank God the right person won $5 million.
Really. And you're always placed in how you react in that time, and I understand why she was worried because
of course, right?
The world is a weird place now.
A weird place. She was out in a road on her own, but something just told her to help him, and then she won. She won. She won money and never had to worry about anything again, which was just more than I could ever have wished for her. So that's good karma. That's when you're like,
it is good karma.
Yes, universe.
Well, and I tend to think also that people who are in precarious positions, like car accidents or something, they say that this person came to save them, and no one could ever find the person again. And so it's almost as though they brought that karma in with the angels or whoever it was. Yeah. So that helped them, and that was a a karmic repayment.
Karmic, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, have you guys had good karmas or anything you can think of where you maybe did something and maybe down the road it came back to you, or maybe you didn't recognize it at the time? You know, that can also be, if you don't recognize something, that's, you know.
I've met more people in strange circumstances than I can begin to say. And those have led to good things. In other words, maybe that person wouldn't have been somebody that I would have been friends with if they lived next door or down the street or whatever. But the connection with that person, it happened to me with a group of people on a website called Zods back in the early 2000s. And now I feel as though I've met my soul family again here. So I think that that's good karma. I really do. I think that's showing us that, if you want, if you build it, they will come. The old the Field of Dreams idea. But
that's kind of what Renee's doing, right? She's
that's right. That's right.
She's building something that's bringing us all together, and
definitely.
That's just going to make her so fulfilled and happy, right, Renee?
Yeah, I'm living my good karma right now.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like Andy Dufresne. Whatever I did, whatever mistakes I've made, I've paid for them. So it's my time to go down to the down to the beach and have my own version of the beach dream. So.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And I think sometimes we have a situation, and like last year at this time, we were all going through COVID and we didn't know each other, and now we know each other. I mean, I tend to think sometimes I know my friends in a place like this more than I know people in my life or even family, because I don't, people say, oh, social networking isn't really friends. I don't think so. I think that's wrong.
Well, it goes back again, circles right back again to it depends on how you use the tools.
True.
It's been used and abused, but we're utilizing it
garbage in, garbage out. Yep.
I think we are having real conversations though, and talking about important things and connecting through spirit, soul, whatever you want to call it. So I would say that these relationships are much closer.
Yes.
Than some people in your life.
And
it's a deeper level.
And in my experience too, Aley, there is something to be said for those people that you meet under the oddest of circumstances.
There is. Yeah.
I'll give you two. My oldest and dearest friend, my buddy Jesse, we went to high school together, but we weren't actually friends in high school. We didn't get to know each other till college, and we worked at the Blockbuster together. But we were sort of arch nemesis in high school because we always fought over the same parking spot.
Oh, okay.
Who was going to get there earliest to get the good spot? And then I have another friend who's she's become sort of an adopted kid sister. And my first introduction to her was she came in the door and somebody handed her a painting that they had done of her. And she's like, oh, yes, here's me and here's my breasts. And it's this painting of, her breasts that somebody had done for her.
Oh, my God.
So there's certain people that you kind of remember how you met.
Yeah, I agree with that. Definitely. I definitely agree
That's
with
usually,
that.
to me, a good signal that they're there for a reason. And
definitely.
if it's funny like that, it's usually a good reason.
It is a good reason. You're right. You're absolutely right. I wanted to put this up because we asked Laura Hawk about, where she found this. And she says that she was a ceremony leader. And I agree that the earth wants more individual connection than same old, same old. She says later, no more religious group, Mark.
Right. Well, and that makes sense too, because I mean, everybody and their damn cousins got some kind of garden growing, and they never done gardened a thing before in their life, it seems.
No, I do, and I never wanted to do a garden ever.
Oh yeah, no, I've not had the desire, and all of a sudden I'm drawing out plans for the backyard, going, I could put some herbs over here. I'm like, what the hell?
I know it. And the community has been sent by the universe. Yeah, I guess so. We got, all these points of light out there, and we're connecting here. And that includes all of you that are out there that are watching in every one of our different shows. Hi, Nancy Jean.
She hasn't started.
Yeah, she sure does. She made the most beautiful, crystal grid for Keith. I know you saw it, Andrea. It's gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
And he got it started, and he's carrying it with him everywhere he goes. So, yeah. Wow. Yeah, it's really nice to see you all here. So yeah, I agree. Good karma is something we need to focus on, because we tend to think, oh, karma, that's bad, but it isn't. It isn't always bad. And
karma.
Yeah. I mean, your father couldn't give $5 million or whatever to that lady, but the universe took care of it.
Or even me, right? Or our family, right?
Yeah,
but the universe provided the emotion. I mean, obviously he's worth more than $5 billion.
Yeah. And she wasn't looking for it. That's the other thing. We do things because we want to do things, not because we want reciprocation. That's right. A hard concept, though, because most people wanted to do something for what it brings to them. But there is a really cool idea about that. And that is, is it selfish to do something for your own reward? And I've taught this in an ethics class that I had before. And, it's really deep and philosophical, and we don't have time to go into it. But it's interesting what your motivation or your intention is. So, there's another whole topic we can riff on.
Yeah, giving and being of service to others without
expectation.
Yes. Without what's in it for you. That's how you want to. That's what you want to do, because then you will get.
That's right. Yeah. Do it because you love it. I used to tell a writer friend of mine. She'd say, "Nobody ever I want people to read my book." And I said, "Did you enjoy writing it?" "Oh, I loved writing it." I said, "Okay, release it."
Yep.
You did get gratification from it. You don't have to have people read it necessarily, even though you'd like them to.
Yeah.
But that's hard to.
Yeah. Did it bring you joy to do it? Yes. Well, then that's all you need. If you get anything else, wow, that's awesome.
I know. There's a icing on the cake.
Yes.
Nancy Jean, gratitude is the key. It gets the vibration up. Yep, absolutely. Yep.
So I get a point. I got the answer right. Nancy Jean says that was the
answer. All righty. Lynn says she was told in a personal reading that I rid all my past karma. Well, you don't have to come back again. Yeah, good for you. I know.
How does it feel? Do you feel like you got rid of it all?
Yep. Yeah, that's the key. Don't make any new. Because if you've read it,
at least it's not new on the negative side of the spectrum.
Yeah, this is absolutely true of what I was trying to say. Is it altruistic or is it egotistic? Yeah. Any thoughts? No, I don't. No, you don't want to.
Maybe she doesn't know how it feels.
Oh, you don't know how it feels.
She doesn't know.
Okay. Oh, Lynn, enjoy it. My feeling is enjoy it. If you've rid yourself of it, just be careful you don't add to it, I guess. But I was told once you rid yourself of all your karma that you don't have to come back unless you want to, for other reasons or whatever. I'm not sure that, like I said, I don't want to relive junior high. So.
Oh God, please no.
No, it's the worst. There's no one that I've ever talked to that loved junior high. Maybe some of the cheerleaders or something, or the football people. But
you can keep junior high school, and college. Really,
oh no, I love college. College was great, but yeah.
Well, you and I sure had a different experience.
Probably. I was a bit tipsy most of the time, and so I was. I
worked at the college that I went to.
Oh, that was
for like
then that's no
almost
good.
40 years. So
okay,
no, she she had more of a thumb on me in college than in high school.
Wow.
Wow. Okay. Well, that's a
Because
different
it was
experience.
suddenly her friends. I was going to, I had scholarship hours that I had to do, and rather than even going and allowing me to get my own place with scholarship hours, she had me working for her friends in HR and shit like that. I'm like, I'm gonna do that.
Oh, so Johanna, this is her last incarnation. Nancy Jean did like junior high, but she was confined to the library. All right.
You mean detention?
Due to teacher requests. Yeah, is that detention, Nancy Jean?
Nancy Jean, you troublemaker.
Yeah, what's the matter with you? I used to work at the library during my like free periods in high school. Yeah, that was
Oh,
one of my jobs.
I worked for the attendance lady.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah, that's when I learned a very important life lesson. As long
Hmm.
as you look like you know what you're doing and where you're going, people won't bother you.
Yeah, that's very true. Good for you. Well, I guess we're going to wind up the conversation. I do appreciate everybody coming by. I never mention this, I always forget, so I'm going to say it right now. Please subscribe, like, and go to Andrea's. Go to Andrea's page as well, and go to the Tarot Love community and join. Be a subscriber. We would love to have you, and please come back. I've got a lot of stuff coming up this week and some surprises coming up in July. So we'll see how that goes. And
Woo.
let's riff again next time on Andrea's channel, whenever you want. Okay? Thank
Don't
you.
forget, tomorrow you've got Jen's World coming back.
That's right. Jen's world is coming. She is so funny, honest to God. All right. And thank you so much to everybody. And Nancy Jean, I'm glad. Oh, you were ordered out of the room and forced to live and learn on your own. Well, you know what, Nancy Jean, I think you probably did fine by doing that.
You probably
Because
need
you
more than the teachers.
probably could have taught the class, right? Yeah. Thank you. Thanks, everybody. Thanks
Thank
for
you.
coming by.
Thanks, Aley, for
Bye-bye.
hosting.
All right. Thank you.